From the J. Birney Crum Stadium in Allentown, Pennsylvania, it's high school football on Sports 4. Tonight, the District 11 AAA Championship, and we have the Whitehall Zephyrs here taking on Stroudsburg's Mountaineers. I'm Bob Garris, Coach Dick Tracy with me tonight on a very cold stadium floor here, Coach. The wind factor, we're not going to talk about it. I had to get out my Navy watch cap to keep my head a little bit warm. But nevertheless, we have an interesting ball game, I think, coming up. And, of course, you know Freddie Ross for a lot of years up there in Stroudsburg. The Mounties have been in the playoffs before. They played here last year against Becca. They're here again tonight against the Zephyrs. And, of course, we know what the Zephyrs have done all season long.
Spent a lot of time with Freddie Ross on Wednesday of this week, Bob, at a press conference. And Freddie's changed a little bit. And I'm wondering if it's... He realizes up in the Pocono area, you're talking about Pleasant Valley, which is growing immensely. You're talking about Pocono Mountain, which is already a Quad A school. Very, very large enrollment. East Stroudsburg, he said, is growing by leaps and bounds. I don't know if he's crying the blues to me or not, but he said finally that this darn thing has turned around, and Stroudsburg is going to be, one of the smaller ones and perhaps an also-ran in the immediate future. I said, how immediate is immediate, Fred? Because, again, you're right up there where you belong. He pins most of it this year on, of course, the Kennard kid. He thinks that Renard is just a great athlete, and I know he told you personally also a great prospect for big-time college football. I think he was singing the blues a little bit. And then I thought, gee whiz, with that element up there with practicing, they had 5 inches, I guess, on Wednesday. Right. Then they had ice on Thursday. So I don't know if he's holding through the week.
Coach, we'll take a look at their starting lineup, their backfield, and their ends, and they're up on the screen. And you mentioned Renard. Here's a kid who's a senior, and let's take a look at this. Penn State's after him. Michigan is after him. Georgia is after him. I don't know what they heard about
Syracuse
Georgia.
Is after
him. And I was going to say the Orange of Syracuse, and I held that out for last because you are an Orangeman of note.
And
it may be tonight after the ball game. You might send a letter off very quickly up there because I guess with the cold weather here and playing under the dome, maybe Renard would like to do that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would go for the Orangeman tonight just to get inside a little bit. You're right.
Coach, they have more than the quarterback. They have a couple of other kids that we'll be talking about. They have an end here by the name of Todd Weitzman, who is a 2-year starter. He has a lot of receptions. He has good hands. And you like to comment here, he's an Eagle Scout, so you know he's a student.
You bet, yeah. A great. So they also have a tackle that Freddie really raves about, 6'4", 230, senior class president, thing like that. A great prospect, too. And I always like to see those kids get the credit, Bob, because we seldom mention them. The press seldom mention them. Stroudsburg is coming off a first game loss, and since then they played very, very steady. Now, I wonder, since both teams involved here this evening are involved again next Thursday, I wonder if you think about that at all, Bob. Well, Stroudsburg, hey, everything's on the line because they have East Stroudsburg for the Colonial. We can't mess it up because even though we have a tie, we still can't lose or we lose East Penn.
That's right. Okay, we'll take a look at the Whitehall Zephyrs. We've seen them a number of times on Sports 4 this year. Of course, their quarterback is Beidelman. And in the ball game at Phillipsburg last week, I think he ran like a thoroughbred. He ran inside, outside. It was a track meet down there. And, of course, he has a lot of backup runners. We saw Rice in the opening ball game, and then we didn't see too much of him or hear too much of him. Now he's going to be starting tonight. You get Tadashore in there. You get your little guy, Buskirk, on the outside who can catch passes. So you talk about diversity. I think the Whitehall Zephyrs have it.
Versatility, of course. We had a couple kids in interchange positions, Bob. We have a great, great defense, a really rock defense to run around, to run against. And Ted, another thing that Freddie told me, says, for the first time since I can remember, I don't have the overpowering back. I don't have the Bizarre. I don't have the Overcash, the younger one that played before. He said, I just don't have the great, great running back. And he said, I'm not used to that. And now with Whitehall's super solid defense, he appears to be a little bit more worried also. We have a fantastic line, Bob, an offensive line.
All right, Coach, a quick look at both teams. We'll be back with the kickoff. It's the District 11 AAA Championship here on Sports 4. Beans. Glenn Rissmiller.
You have your choice. You receive. Put yourself in the direction you want to kick, please. Okay. Down here, White. White one to cross. Receive. Gentlemen, shake hands and bring your teams out. Let's have a good ball.
Okay, a look at tonight's officials. Glenn Rissmiller will be the referee down there. The Line judge is Lenny Consalvo. Let's see, Herbie Burrell also on there. That's Herb, the line judge. Len Consalvo, the back judge. Jack Evans, the head linesman. And the umpire will be John Mitchell. And Coach, we had the toss of the coin, and the Zephyrs come up looking pretty good at the outset.
You know, I thought that Glenn Rissmiller did such a great job on that coin toss, Bob.
You went to the coin toss again. You keep saying that.
I said a coin toss. And, you know, he did such a fantastic job. And then I found out it was already staged. You know, they rehearse that darn thing.
No, they did.
They have one about a half hour before game time. And then they come out and they do the mock presentation. No wonder Glenn looks so efficient, huh? He was telling me the other night, he said, boy, I heard you really cut me up on the tube.
Well, yeah, not really. Okay, the Mountaineers of Stroudsburg will be kicking it away to the Whitehall Zephyrs. Of course, the Mounties up there in the Centennial League, and the Zephyrs down here our way in the East Penn Conference. And we are on the way here momentarily, and repositioning the football down there in the field is Lance Branyan, number 23, and he is a senior, 186-pounder, 6'1", and he'll put the foot into the football.
Tough kid, first-year player. His dad is the former coach, basketball at Stroudsburg, Ed Branyan.
Okay, Coach, and I'm Bob Garris, Dick Tracy here with you, and hope you enjoy the ball game, and welcome to our Blue Ridge cable viewers who will be watching our ball game. Hope you enjoy it. And the kick spurts around and picked up around the 10-yard line, and on the way is Tatasciore. Or yes, it is. Comes down the sideline and gets out. Pretty good field position, Coach, around the 34.
Joey has a habit of hurdling people, Bob. We saw a good example of it there. Branyan left-footed that one, Bob. We got another lefty in the crowd.
Okay, Mark Beidelman, number 18, is the quarterback for the Zephyrs. The running backs are Joe T-Wall, number 22, Joe Tatasciore, 32. And also Mark Buskirk will be in and out there. He'll be flanking left to right half the night. The ends, the targets are Tim Farringer and Andy Lasicki. And here we go. First play from scrimmage just underway. It's the AAA District 11 championship football game. They split the backs. Of course, Zephyrs coached by Joe Garrentzer, and the give to the wingman, and that's Tatasciore. Hits the middle. Gets out to about the 35, a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
And that's Stroudsburg's representation of all everything, number 72, Lee Marshall, in on the stop. He's the captain of the defense, Bob. He's the one that makes them go.
And a lot of the Mounties go both ways. And speaking of that, very quickly into the ball game is Lance Branyan, who kicked the ball off. And he's playing in a linebacker spot, and he's roving around back there, too, as they go back to the I formation. 2nd and 9, the sweep, the pitch back to Rice, and Mike Rice is nailed in the backfield. He'll lose about 2 yards. And if we can get the guy rolling over there, Coach, looks like 67 with that hit in the backfield.
Got a little excited. That's Paul Gasper, 3-year starter for the Mounties. Stroudsburg will always show an 8-man front, Bob. He'll vary it from a 5-3 to a 62. That time Branyan came in, he's playing defensive left end, and they stand him, and in passing situations, they'll probably drop him. But always look for the 8-man front from Stroudsburg.
Gaspar, one of the co-captains as the Zephyrs come out, now 3rd and 10, and they go into that I formation. Let's see what Beidelman does. He fakes. Here comes the sweep. The ball is loose, and the Mounties might have it at the 24. It's still rolling around. And it is, okay, the Zephyrs, I believe, got it back by a thread at the 23-yard line, and it's 4th and kicking.
Many times when Whitehall doesn't want to pass, Bob, they go to that wing-back reverse, little flip, and I don't know how the flip was, couldn't catch it myself, but I'll tell you, Whitehall was fortunate because Stroudsburg really had a great shot to recover.
And Dave Gantz will go back to punt for the first time for Whitehall as we see this again, and there's the pitch, and it just didn't get to him, Dick. Intended for Tatasciore, and it came up a little short. Back to the action, and here comes the boot. Dave kicks from about the 13-yard line. It's end over end, and a fair catch. It's loose, and the Zephyrs are going to come up with it at the 45.
My heavens, oh, Bob, no reason for that at all.
No way at all, Coach.
Mark Buskirk, number 33, recovers. Should have never been handled.
And we'll see if we get another look at it. I believe Mark Overcash appeared to go after the ball. Let's see if it's 83. And there is I think that's who it was. Nope.
Boy, we don't want to look at that, do we?
Big
what
break.
A mistake.
Yeah, big break early going. The Zephyrs get it right back. It's 1st and 10, and now they're at the 45. Go from the I formation. Power right up the middle is Tatasciore. Crosses midfield, gets to the 48. Pickup of about 6. It's 2nd and 4 for the Zephyrs.
Okay, now that's Whitehall at its best, Robert. No doubt about it. They ran that little tight one over the left side, and Tatasciore broke it. he has been the leading ground gainer for the Zephyrs this year.
And now we'll see how tough the Stroudsburg defense is. It's got to take a little starch out of them after holding on the first series, and then they cough it up on the punt. Now they're right back on the D. 2nd down and 4. The sweep coming. Goes to Tadashore. Puts his shoulder down, drives down close to the 45. Will be a little bit short of the first down, I believe. Maybe by about a foot.
That was a quick pitch that time. Might have been an audible. Sometimes when they have a quick pitch situation, Bob, you spot something along the line. Maybe the ends are pinched or the linebackers are inside, and you simply change at the line of scrimmage and pitch. That time the pitch was to Tadashore, and he came up with a long 3.
So it is 3rd down and about 2 feet for the first down as they go back to the power I. This time Tadashore is on the wing to the right side. Weidelman to give to the fullback, and a quick hitter right over the middle. They're going for the first down, and they get it as T-Wold is stopped short of the 43-yard line. Enough for 1st and 10 for Whitehall.
Joe T-Ball has been the belly runner for the Zephyrs all year long. He gets that tough yardage, the inside yardage. He'll do most of the toting. Once in a while we get Ray Schramm from there, a sophomore, number 34.
8:20 to go in the first quarter. There is no score. We're at the J. Birney Crum Stadium here in Allentown for this District 11 AAA Championship football game as they go back to the power I again. Weidelman with the call, the fake. Now they give to Tadashore again. Almost pops it and gets down to the 36. Another pickup of 7 tough yards for Tadashore.
Almost into a pattern here, Bob. We almost see something developing. Each first down play, it's been Tadashore, normally on the same side from in between guard to guard.
Andy Losicki, big number 84, the tight end, will come out of the huddle and go tight end on the left side. And again, they're staying with the power I. And Joe Garrett had told me before the ball game, we're going to stay on the ground. You know our pattern. And the give, now the pitch back to Tadashore, gets a block. It clears him around the corner. He's down to the 20. And he's forced out of bounds inside the 10. Looks like maybe the 8 or 9 yard line, Coach.
I got him for about a 24-yard run that time from scrimmage. A good option play by Beidelman. Held it just long enough, took his crack, and then you'll see it, Bob, right here. Very well done by Mark.
Yeah, great fake right there. The fake and the last second
perfectly.
pitch.
They had Brandy, and he really didn't know what to do.
Good block outside by Mike Rice on that, and there's the tackle, and it is, we'll call it the 7-yard line, a little bit closer than that. 1st and goal to goal for the Zephyrs. Early going here. 7 minutes, 10 seconds, clock running. Beidelman with the call. A little long count, a little jumping up front. Nobody moved. Rice has the football, crashes across. He might be in, and is. Touchdown for Rice.
Well, as F showed it, the second time they gained possession, Bob, they took from their own about, I don't know, about 45, a 55-yard drive in 7 plays. Well done, well executed, all on the ground as Coach Garrett prefers.
We'll see it again here, and Rice gets the pitch straight back and powers through that hole. Boy, he crowded into that end zone. And Gantz will attempt the point after. And it is good. So Whitehall in front here on the clock. 7:01 to go, first quarter. We'll be right back with the kickoff.
At Keystone Dodge, the Merle family has been selling new Dodge cars and trucks to thousands of people here in the Lehigh Valley for 10 years. Now, why?
Chance for Whitehall, ready to kick the ball away as the Zephyrs have struck early. 7:01 on the board, and it is a 7-0 score here for Whitehall. And Dave hits the ball, and it's a short kick bouncing around the 15 and picked up. And we get a return down the sidelines and knocked out of bounds. Number 37 there is Troy Newell. So the Mounties coach will get the football now on offense for the first time.
Troy Newell, a 5'8", 160-pound junior, does the bulk of the work for the Mountaineers at his tailback spot. He'll be the leading rusher, Bob. Of course, 12. All eyes are on Renard.
Right. Number 12, Pat Renard. He does just about everything for Stroudsburg. Gives it to Newell. Goes outside. Gets around the corner for about 2 yards, maybe 3. We'll call it 2nd and 7. First running play of the night for Stroudsburg. First time they're handling the football as far as offense is concerned. First time they touched the ball, they turned it right back over to Whitehall, and the Zephyrs drove 55 yards for the score. Coming out our way is number 83, and that is Mark Overcast, the wide out, as Renard throws to the short man, and an interception. It is Buskirk with it. Or is it? No, it is not.
It's Buskirk.
It is. Mark Buskirk with the interception, picked it off around the 42. And the turnover, number 2 against the Mounties, and the Zephyrs are in business again at the 31-yard line. They mark it on the 30. We'll see it again. He just stepped in front here, Coach.
Well, he throws into pack. Sort of surprised me here, Bob. He's getting great defensive pressure there. And it seemed that there were too many white shirts around there. Mark Buskirk has touched the ball twice. Once on the punt recovery and a turnover, and here on an interception.
So it is 1st and 10, and very quickly, Whitehall again now at the 30-yard line of Stroudsburg. And a flag will get a motion penalty, and this will come back. Tatasciure's run will be erased, and 5-yard penalty coming up against the Zephyrs. First penalty of the football game is Glenn Rissmiller talking to the defensive captain, and they will step it off from the 30 to the 35. It'll be 1st and 15 for Whitehall.
Boy, the game, Bob, already talking about the numbers on the board. The stats, Whitehall has 10 plays from scrimmage. Stroudsburg has just 2, and one of those 2 a disaster.
All right, we get a timeout being called by Stroudsburg, so we'll take timeout for these words.
Brown Dom, Chrysler, Plymouth, and Easton is celebrating 50 years of sales and service. Brown Dom has the largest selection of new Chrysler Plymouths in the area. Our used cars are fully reconditioned. Brown Dom's award-winning parts and service department will be happy to service your car. Brown Dom has won Time Magazine's award for dealer customer service and community services. Remember, whatever it takes, Brown Dom gives. 1650 Butler Street, Easton.
First, we'll look around down there, and Mark Beidelman with a call. Rolls back, now gives it a tail back again. It's Rice, and Rice gets back about 2 of the 5 yards, lost in the penalty, and it's 2nd and 13. Dick, Rice, some kind of a story, I think, for your high school football team this year. We saw him against El Toro in the opening ball game of the year, did very well. And then because of all the depth that Joe had, you didn't hear too much about the kid until the last couple of ball games. Now he's back here starting tonight.
Well, he went to Sean O'Boyle, the more fleet of the 2. And Rice just won the job back and took it with his power running and blocks like that.
Option again. Rice out blocking for Tatasciure, and Tatasciure another hurdle. Gets across the 30, and they mark the football around the 29-yard line. A pickup of a couple of yards, about 3. So it's 3rd and long from the 29. Let's see what Whitehall decides to do in this. Beidelman can throw the football.
Tell you, Robert, that was a great timeout by Fred Ross. He said, whoa, let's just slow down here before Mo gets away from us totally. You know, you're talking 4 times touch the ball and 3 times you turn it over.
Now the fake, the option this way, and a hit in the backfield, and that will take him down. Number 36 with the stick, coach, was Sean Datesman. Ooh.
Well, Stroudsburg, I tell you, they played extremely smart, Bob. They simply do not respect Whitehall's throwing arm. And they say, we're going to load up, and they played the option well.
Watch this hit. Good fake by Beidelman. There's a pitch, but Datesman read it all the way, and he just met him at the pass. And so it's 4th and 13 for Whitehall. Let's see if they go for the corner here or go for the goal. Okay, they're going to go 4th and 13. They'll go for the yardage.
They're putting Rice out, and they're putting Buskirk out. Watch Buskirk.
And they are splitting the backs. Now Beidelman looks, throws a little screen to Buskirk, and he hurdles at the 30 and knocked out of bounds around the 29. A pickup of about 3 yards, but that'll do it. And once again, the Stroudsburg Mountaineers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They mark it.
I thought they'd try to get to an isolation situation like that, Bob, and Beidelman received the ball, simply stood up and threw it over to Buskirk on the near sideline, hoping that he could get into 1-and-1, but Stroudsburg played it very, very well.
7-0 score here as Renard now keeps it on the option, tries to get around the left side, and is grabbed around the shoulder pads and driven back by 3 Zephyrs at about the 32. They might give him forward progress up close to the 33-yard line, a pickup of 5 on the play.
At the 40 mark of the first quarter, Robert. Stroudsburg has 5 offensive plays, 2 3-yard gains, a fumbled punt, a pass interception. You know, they just got to get it in gear and get it together.
That's right. It is 2nd and 7. And number 1 coming our way is Tom Perry. He is a split end, and he's a junior for Stroudsburg as they go to the eye. A little jumping now. The Zephyrs coming with an 8-man line, but the flag is thrown. We may get encroachment or offsides. Either or, Coach.
I think Renard showed a little bit of his smarts there, Bob. I don't know what the planned count was, but it seemed like he went a little bit longer, and he caught the Whitehall blitz, got him offsides with the encroachment, and hey, anytime you get a 5, it's plus for you.
Take it. And the 5 yards will now make it a 2nd down, and about 2 to go for the first down. Second 5-yard penalty in the football game against Whitehall, 1 for motion. And now the offsides as they restart the clock, and we're heading for the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. Back to the I formation. Go the Mounties. Renard with the call. The fake, the give to the tailback, and he hit a stone wall. And he is driven back, and again it's Newell trying to get through there, and he gets nothing.
Number 79, Alex Estepanales, was the leader on the defense that time. He has played so well all year long defensively in that forward wall.
And in there calling some of the defensive signals, at least standing there, is Mark Buskirk. Now Mark comes out of that pack, comes to the near side along the line. Zephyrs would like to hold here. It's 3rd and about 1.5 yards as they go to that straight I formation. Let's see what Renard does. He fakes, keeps it himself, and hit. Now pitches out late, and this is not going to work. He's going to lose about 3 yards. Great defense, Coach Tracy.
Well, you talk about defense. Number 1, they defensed the fake man. He was hit in the backfield. Number 2, the quarterback was hit in the backfield on the pitch option, and then you hit the receiver off the end of the option 3 times, Bob, defensively in the backfield in the same play. Well executed.
Into the line is Rod Hessinger for Whitehall, number 67. And 2 deep receivers back expecting the kick here, so the Zephyrs are sending 9. And they're 1-on-1 with the wideouts. They want to do a little blocking here. They like to go after this kick. Long count. Can't draw anybody off. Good protection and a good kick. And it's heading downfield. A good bounce. And it will drop dead at the 15-yard line. Great kick.
Very fine punt. Very, very fine, Bobby. An excellent, excellent form. And got a great spiral.
About 55, Coach? 60?
Well, he called 50. I think that's what I heard him say.
50 yards.
Not bad.
So Whitehall will get the football back once again here in the first quarter with a 7-0 lead, 1:24 and counting. And the Zephyrs on their own 15-yard line. This is as deep as they've been in their own territory in the whole ball game. Mark Beidelman from the center of the field gives it to the up man. A quick hitter again by Tatasciore, and he just blasts across the 20. He gets out to about the 23, a pickup of 8.
Every first down, Bob, Tatasciore has carried. In every situation, Whitehall's had the ball.
And ducking in the middle of the defense now for Stroudsburg is number 77, John Coleman, a big tackle, 175-pound junior. Beidelman again with that power eye, and they're just staying right on the ground again to give to the up man, and close enough for the first down, perhaps. We may get a measurement here. It's very close to the line, and it is short by a foot. So 1 yard on that for Tatasciore.
I think it was Beitler that time, Bob. They seem to be staying with the pattern. First down to Tatasciore, second down to Beitler, and then third down. Look for that option series. Of course, they're tight now. I think they'll go in the inside game.
And you saw Beidelman look to the sideline for the signal, and now again they give it to the up man, and it is a first down.
They stayed with Beitler that time, got the first down. You'd have told me, Bob, as we close in on the end of the first.
Did I get a number change here, or was that 22, Coach?
That was 22.
T-Wall, right?
I'm sorry, yeah, okay. Beitler, T-Wall, Joey
okay.
T-Wall.
Joe T-Wall. Now there's the end of the quarter. Okay, it's 7-0. Very fast first quarter. We'll be right back and start period number 2. Comes Beidelman on the sweep, gets a block, breaks a tackle and gets out to the 39.
Well, I tell you, I thought he was going to pitch to Rice there at the last second. Rice had an acre of room. This is the play that Bidelman ran so well, Bob, in the Phillipsburg game a week ago. He really, really distinguished himself.
And that's enough for a first down. They mark it at the 39, 1st and 10, Whitehall. And this reminder, our Catasauqua football game, you can watch it on Saturday night following our replay of this ball game. We'll be around tomorrow night at 8 with the replay and the caddy game to follow. The running play into the line, a gain of about 4 out to the 44-yard line. So Joe Garanser talked to him before the ball game, Coach. He said he's going to stay on the ground. That's exactly what he's doing. He had thrown one pass. It was completed for about 4 yards, that little screen pass. But that's it.
I tell you, I gotta apologize to Joe T. Walter. I have him in class. You'll never let me forget that.
Yeah, you kept saying.
I'm confusing him with Dave Beitler, number 31, a defensive end.
Okay, it is 2nd and 6. And again, this time to the wingman off of the eye, and that's enough for a first down across midfield down to the Stroudsburg 48. And it's simply power running as they're chewing up the middle that time again. It was Tatasciore with the first down run. And Stroudsburg calling timeout again to talk things over with 10:53 to go in the half. They want to make another adjustment, Coach.
16 plays in the first quarter by Whitehall, 15 of them running. Stroudsburg, on the other hand, ran 5 plays. You're talking a 3-to-1 ratio, Bob.
Okay, and our thanks to tonight's sponsors. Most of these folks have been with us all season long for almost 20 or so football games, and I'm sure a lot of them will be around, Coach, as we swing into our basketball. I know you're ready for that, and our first basketball game will be the Allen Central ball game over at Allen, and that's a way to kick it off, huh?
I wouldn't mind joining you for that one myself. We'll watch it on the tube.
Yeah.
What a way to start, though.
Ooh.
2 contenders going right at it, huh?
Look at Coach Ross here in the center of the Stroudsburg huddle, talking things over with his defensive football team. They got to figure a way to stop the middle here. The Zephyrs are just tearing it apart inside.
Well, at the same time, you control that clock, too.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie is a Catasauqua boy. He has his roots in Catasauqua and then headed north.
So again, on that confusion, we've made arrangements with Blue Ridge Cable. They're up in Tamaqua taping the Catasauqua ball game. And we will replay this ball game on Saturday night starting at 8 and then follow with the Catasauqua North Schuylkill game. Now a pitch outside this time to Tatasciore. And he just turns around the corner, cuts inside, and is tackled at about the 45-yard line. And a gain of 3 at 2nd and 7 for Whitehall. The football field here at J. Birney Crum Stadium in very good condition, with exception of really down the middle at the crown. It's just a little bit slippery, but Dick, along the sides where there's quite a bit of grass, it doesn't seem really too bad.
Well, not too mushy either, Bob. When we approached it in the pregame, I was surprised to find that wind must have done a good job today.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was plenty windy here in the valley. Again, boom, a quick hitter. Oh, you could hear the pads up here, and Tatasciore is now down to the 35-yard line. That's 10 yards.
And another first down. I have them for 7, whereas Stroudsburg doesn't have a first down.
Not a first down. So it's 1st and 10. The ball at the Stroudsburg 35. 9:57 clock running. And if you have just joined us, a 55-yard drive after a punt was fumbled by Stroudsburg, and Whitehall got on the board with a 7-yard run from Mike Rice and an added point by Dave Gantz, and that's the scoring. But the Zephyrs again on the go. Now Bidelman wants to air it out, has an open man. It's Buskirk, and can't quite get it at the 2.
Boy, he was wide open. That was a great call, Bob. A second and the situation called for that kind of play, and it was just a one-on-one. And
Coach, he had to wait for it.
He aired it out. That's right, he did.
He had to back into it. We'll see it again. He gets down inside the 10, and he's waiting for the football. And he just turned around and backpedaled. Boom, and that's a tough way to catch it. I think they'll look for that one again a little bit later.
Great call on first down, too. See, you're down in that 4-down territory now, Bob, as far as Whitehall is concerned, so you can really waste one if you call it that way, wasteful coming that close.
Ball at the 37 of Stroudsburg. We've been looking at this power eye setup all night long. And the good fake again by Bidelman. This time he is pulled down at about the line of scrimmage and might lose a yard here, and he does.
That's the second Zephyr fumble off the option series, Bob. I don't know if it's his time or the sogginess in the middle of the field.
Well, I was going to say it might be that, because it did appear he did a little bit of a slip there as he turned around after the fake, Dick. I think he just lost the handle. Now Buskirk comes out, and into the huddle goes Tim Farringer, and he can catch the football also. And Timmy comes out, splits to the right side about 10 yards. Tatasciore goes in the slot to the right. Back goes Bidelman, good protection, throws in a run, comes outside, it's intercepted by Stroudsburg. And the tackle made at the Whitehall 45, and on the interception, number 5, Alan Hayes with the pickoff.
Boy, he read it well, Bob. He really did. I hope we have that one. You talk about a timing situation. He had this timed perfectly. Stepped in front and got himself some running room.
And here comes Bidelman, and here comes Hayes. Boom, perfect timing is right, and he's knocked out of bounds right there. Back to the 1st and 10 situation now. Stroudsburg down 7-0 to the tailback. The fake Renard rolls, throws to the outside, and it is not caught. It is incomplete around the 27-yard line. That is a tough catch to make.
Well, it's a tough pass, Bob. He's throwing across his body. You know, you're throwing it wider, it seems, and you're throwing longer, and you're running out of room over in front of that Stroudsburg bench.
On the defense was Mark Bidelman following the intended receiver, so it stops the clock with 8:24 to go in the half. Wide out for Stroudsburg is Mark Overcash, number 83, wide to the right as they set slot right. Again, back goes Renard, gives to his tailback, and nothing doing there. Tackle at the line of scrimmage, and Troy Newell just does not get any yardage.
The last 3 running plays for Stroudsburg is -2. Really attest to the strength of the Whitehall forward wall on defense.
So on the yardage, I think I have him for about 6, Coach. Is that
well, I got
close?
him for 4.
4? Oh, that's right. The last -2, right. Okay, the wideout is Tom Perry this time, off the screen to the near side, and he looks to him, comes back as a screen, and Perry gets to the 41-yard line where Mark Bidelman makes the tackle for Whitehall, a pickup of about 3 yards on the play on that pass. First completion. So again, it's 4th down and 6 with the ball at the 41.5 or so, and the Mounties down 7 now, and they are going to kick it away, Coach.
You said it softly, Bob, but I tell you, it carries a big stick, and that's the fact that first pass completion for Renard, because for them to be effective, he has to be dominating offensively.
And again, the long count. They're trying to throw the Zephyrs off. Now they go to the short man. And
well played.
That play is not going anywhere. It was diagnosed perfectly, and Jamie Burke, the fullback, got the snap from center, got about 1.5 yards to the 40, but that was all. There's the tackler, number 51, Coach.
That's Tim Clancy.
Yep.
Tim Clancy may make the record books, Bob. That TMI, that bureau that puts out his outstanding plays. You know, Timmy is he's the one who ran the 100-yard interception back against Central Catholic in our East Penn Conference game, and he just may get his name on a trophy.
Well, now that call there by Fred Ross might be talked about a little bit, as Rice gets the first running play now after holding on downs, a gain of 3 for Rice out to the 43. Coach, that's what you call gambling, I guess.
Let me try to step into Freddie Ross's mind. Number 2, Bob, 2 things. Number 1, it's the element of surprise. He got a little gain on it. If Clancy doesn't smell it, he might go. Number 2, he's saying to Whitehall, I got to stop you defensively because I know you're going to run the ball. And he's trying to instill in his kids, you know, a little bit more confidence defensively, because that's where they're going to need it.
Well, the defense stopped them on the previous series with the pass interception. Here comes Tatasciore, the fake by Bidelman. Now he keeps, cuts back against the grain, breaks a tackle at midfield, and gets down to about the 45-yard line. First down, Whitehall.
The part that you said they might question his call, Bob, would be if they not only turn it over on a 4th down, but if they lose another touchdown to it before halftime.
Well, by doing that, of course, it gives Whitehall pretty good field position. And now after the first series, they get the run from Beidelman and get the first down. And ball now marked short of the 44-yard line where it's 1st and 10. And we have 5:45 with the clock running here in the first half. 7-0. Quick hitter by Tadashore. Lost it, bounced back up in his tummy. And he recovers it at about the 39. That was close.
A third
good
point.
bounce.
That was. I'll tell you, on all 3 fumbles, Whitehall has had bounces their way. That first series of the game, Bob, the one where the lad from Stroudsburg was unable to recover it, that was the one that really could have changed the complexion.
Might have caught the coach along the sideline as we look at the replay here of Tadashore's wig-wagging the signals in. Now watch this bounce, right? Boom, right into his belly. Now we're back live, and here we go. 2nd down and 5. Motion man is Rice. The fake by Beidelman. Now the pitch to Rice. Gets a block and dives to about the 36-yard line. Gain of about 2.
Trying to get into Freddie Ross's mind on that 4th down situation, Bob. He might have even been thinking ahead and see how smart he is and say, here he's Stroudsburg. Here's something else to look like, for Thursday, for that Centennial League Championship game.
Well, we mentioned in our pregame that both of these teams are looking ahead to Thursday. Of course, Whitehall plays Emmaus in that traditional rivalry, and Stroudsburg with the cross-borough rivalry with East Stroudsburg, always a good one. Here comes the Tadashore and puts the shoulder down, wiggles down to the 32, and that's enough for another first down.
You would never know that Joe Tadashore measures in at 5'7", Bob, because he is one determined runner.
I tell you, you like those little guys in the backfield,
yeah.
though, Coach.
Yep.
Huh? Get them behind a couple of tackles or a guard. You can't find them sometimes.
I tell you, if you have the all-same backfield of O'Boyle, T-Wald, and Tadashore, you couldn't find them. The deception has to be good behind the likes of that offensive line.
Andy Lisicki comes out. Farringer in with the play as Tadashore goes off the wing of the eye. Rice and T-Wald right behind Beidelman. Mark with the call, rolls to throw, looks again. Now he's down and out, wide open. Buzz Kirkaby.
Boy, he is open. Wow.
Right on the money. And we had that for what, 30? Let's see it again.
32,
about 32 yards. What's this?
Boy, is he open.
Boy, nobody near him.
And Beidelman is a day and a half to throw it, too.
So 32 yards on the scoring toss from Beidelman to Buskirk, and Gantz will be kicking the PAT.
Who said Whitehall doesn't throw, Bob?
Wow.
They've thrown more than
that
Stroudsburg.
bounces, and that almost got over. It hit somebody up front and then bounced off to the left, so it is 13-0. We'll be right back with a kickoff. Whitehall now in front as the ball pops off the tee. Score is 13-0, and we have 3:49 to go. I'm Bob Garris, Coach Tracy here. Coach, you have a guest in the booth with us tonight. There,
right,
another night out for the administration.
Mr. Baker said he can't find. I have to take him home. He can't find it anymore. He's been out so many times the last few weeks.
I tell you, he looks like Red Auerbach over there at the moment with that cigar.
Well, he's celebrating that 13-point lead.
Oh, that'll do it. There's a quick bounce, and it's picked up at the 15, and straight up the middle comes Newell. And he is tackled at the 33, so good position so far as field position is concerned, but the Mounties have got to get something going. And Dick, I think you mentioned during the break, they're forced now to put that ball in the air more often.
It sounds like a broken record with Whitehall, Bob, but Stroudsburg here is going to have to do something spectacular. I just don't think they're going to grind it out against that good, big, physical defense of Whitehall. I think he's going to have to really air it.
Well, Renard trying to, is being chased, gets away now, motioning downfield. And we get a flag thrown in front of the Mountie bench. We might get an interference call. Let's wait and see.
Well, I didn't see. I saw the flag, Bob, but I didn't see the play at all. I was watching Renard. In fact, I was ready to say.
It's going against Stroudsburg, Coach.
Ooh.
I believe Glenn Rissmiller's preliminary signal, it appeared. Yes, he's talking to Whitehall. So an illegal use of the hand situation, and that's 15 that they don't need.
Well, that's digging the hole deeper. I was ready to comment. I didn't see the play at all. I was ready to comment that I thought Renard did a good job of throwing it away.
So the offense pushing off somewhere downfield, and the loss of down also. So it is 2nd and 25. And that certainly does not help the Stroudsburg cause. And now the give to the fullback, and just a quick hitter up the middle for a tough 1.5 yards to the 20-yard line.
They're struggling right now, Bob, and,
I'll tell you.
and with indication with the down and yardage situation, they're going to have to give it up one more time here in the first half.
Well, Whitehall also has not used a timeout. Stroudsburg has used up 2 here in the first half. And the Zephyrs could certainly stop the clock if they wanted to, but they'd like to hold here and force a kick. And they would have pretty good field position. Again, Renard looking outside on that screen. And he comes out to the little guy. He tried that one to Tom Perry before. And Perry gets out to the 27. But it's still 4th and about 15. And now the Zephyrs do stop the clock with 2:38 remaining here in the half, forcing the kick now. They will get the ball in good position, and, well, they could add to this 13-0 lead, Coach.
They certainly could. Greg Rice, number 81, has done a good job of rushing the punter for these efforts from his defensive end spot. Let's see if we get a shot. There's Coach Gerritzer. I'm sure that a good timeout call. And I also saw him say, use your timeouts if necessary, because he wants to get that third one and tie this thing up before halftime.
Coach, we have a second to talk about the Catasauqua ball game that's being played right now up at Tamaqua. Of course, Coach Sensitz with a great year that lost to Deera, of course, the other week, took away the undefeated season. And not too many people know very much about North Schuylkill. People I talked to figure Catasauqua should possibly win that ball game.
Well, it depends a lot on the quarterback situation. Fickus is out.
Oh, that's right.
Not definitely, but on paper he's out. And they talk about O'Connell, who's a real good, we saw him one night, Bob, real good option runner and a real gutsy kid. Let's see what job he does.
Okay, we have a 4th down situation, about 14 again, the long count. And here come the Zephyrs, and a little bit hard. And the kick is a short one. And it's going to die and bounce back downfield. It is fielded at the 45. And that kick of about 14 yards. So they had a 50-yarder or so, and now a 14-yarder. But this one gives Whitehall very excellent field position. And you'll see Beidelman come into the picture. And it is 1st and 10 with plenty of time to work with. 2:25 remaining in the first half.
I think what's going to be interesting here, Bob, is do you go for it all at once, or do you spend some time jogging it out there along the ground?
Well, he threw 2 long passes. Both went to Buskirk. The first one could have been a touchdown, but it just didn't get there long enough. The second one was there as Buskirk was wide open. Now Mark back again, looking. Plenty of time, throwing again. Look out, the end's got it.
Lisicki.
And Lisicki scored. And that's 45 yards for a touchdown to Andy Lisicki, who also, incidentally, I think, plays basketball.
And defensive and offensive tight end.
Wow.
I think Lisicki was a go pattern to the tight end, and he beat his man, and I'll tell you, they've been doing that consistently so far in the first half. Nice catch. Laid it out. Good job, Beidelman. Good job, Lisicki. I'll tell you one thing, Bob. He has a world of time to pass. And that's not the same situation that Renard has.
So it is 19-0 as Dave Gantz looks at the football and bangs it, and it is good. It's 20-0, and we have 1 minute and 59 remaining in the half. We'll be right back. Now a 20-0 score, and this ball is not handled down around the goal line, goes through the end zone, and it will come out to the 20-yard line, so no time ticks away, and the Mounties coach will have 1 minute and 59 to, I don't know, they're
I think
really
they
in deep
Murphy's
trouble.
Law with them tonight. They're having first half trouble, and if they don't watch themselves here, Robert, 158's awful long when you're putting the ball up in the air. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just sort of grind it out and hope for the clock to go out and then regroup at halftime.
Well, the Stroudsburg football team certainly has not had things going their way so far in the first half. Now a running play and a pickup of about 3 or 4 yards.
That may be the smartest play they've run in the first half.
And I still don't have them for a first down, Coach.
No, they don't have any. You're right.
Second down and about 6. Quickly out of the huddle, 1:35 and counting. And Renard again. Now he keeps it this time, almost tackled in the backfield, breaks the tackle and fights his way man on man. And he gets a first down, the first one of the ball game for Stroudsburg. They'll mark it out near the 35, a pickup of about 10 yards.
So Stroudsburg's first down, Bob, comes with 1:24 left in the first half, and that was on a keeper by Renard.
I'll tell you, and Renard had to do it himself. Somebody had him by the ankle in the backfield, but he pulled out of the tackle and then made it down around the corner along the sideline across the way. Now he rolls back to throw, being chased. Look out! Bang! He loses the 10 he got, and he's lost yardage back to the 25.
I'll tell you, he's not getting the good offensive line protection, certainly not the same way that Beitelman is getting it, and he comes up with just about a 9-yard loss on that one.
Well, again, the Zephyrs leading 20-0 now. They can afford to tee off.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Boy, that line teed off right there.
You loosen up in the secondary, Bob, and you tell pass up front. And if you're playing a 7-man front the way Whitehall is now, hey, you just come with them.
So Renard again going to throw and back pedals, completes it out to the end out there. That's Mark Overcash. And Mark is knocked out of bounds at the Whitehall 38-yard line. So it's first down, and there are 35 seconds. That's what they need, a big play.
They did. The Whitehall defender fell down on about a 31-yarder there. We're going to get a timeout here for Whitehall.
And we will see it again. And he throws off balance.
He does. He throws
plenty of
flat-footed.
yard. Look at that.
And there's where the Whitehall defender fell down, Bob, and Farringer makes a touchdown-saving tackle.
All right, so we do get a timeout. And Aunt Mary, if you're watching, of course, the doc is out there somewhere huddled up. Did he tell me he's not going to go to too many basketball games or something? He's taking it easy, Coach?
Taking it easy.
You mean
perpetually taking it easy. We got to find him sometimes and wake him up. Hey, a bit of seriousness for a second, Bob. Our split end and defender, Tim Farringer, number 85. Timmy's a little bit under the weather now. Grandfather passed away yesterday, and it's also the father of Bob Kratzer, one of our assistant coaches. So certainly our condolences to that family.
Right. Okay.
Look at that prize down on the sidelines there. Harlocker and Mike Meilinger. They're talking about hunting season, deer hunting.
That's called a daily double.
That's a daily double. What's the return?
35 seconds to go here in the first half. It's 20-0 Whitehall. But the big pass play, and now Renard rolling and being chased. Throws on the run and completes it again. He likes to go to Tom Perry, and Perry makes the catch on the go around the 30-yard line, a pickup of about 10. And they're taking a look. It might be enough for a first down. It is. So 2 pass completions in a row here for Pat Renard of Stroudsburg. And we will see it again. And he really has a lot of muscle to be able to throw this. Now he's being chased, Coach, and there he throws it going backwards, and he hits his man. Back to the action. And the fake to his tailback. Rolls the other way. And now throws again. Throws that one into the ground. And that will stop the clock with 20 seconds remaining.
Pretty smart play. Pretty smart play. He showed me something there.
Hey, Johnny Lujak used to do that.
32, Connellsville, PA.
Didn't he used to throw on the run and jump and
play a little bit of defense, too.
Just a little bit, yes. All right. So we have a 2nd and 10 situation.
Renard is showing us some, Bob, no doubt about it. He had about a 23-yard drop, threw it 31 yards and made 9 yards out of it. But the defensive pressure he's receiving is great.
And looking, and he is hit after releasing.
He's out there.
The end zone. That touchdown.
That's a big one, Bob. The kid came
there
back.
are no
he showed
flags.
something.
Overcash has the catch in the end zone. And I'll tell you, one guy that didn't see that catch was Pat Renard.
He got leveled.
He was leveled when the ball left his hand, and Overcash ran under it in the end zone, and the Mounties are back in the ball game.
That was defensive end Dave Beitler, number 31, who did the leveling. But, boy, I tell you, Renard hung in there. He was wide open, Bob, and Stroudsburg showed me something by coming back with 1:24 to go on that big drive.
I don't know if you see the hit here, but watch this, right? Boom, there was the hit, and here is the catch. In the end zone, and now we go for the extra point, and kicking is Lance Branyan. So the kick can get them the extra point here. The long count, it's down, it's up, and it looks pretty good.
Say something nice about a left footer.
20-7.
Okay. He port-sided that one over the bore.
So Stroudsburg on the board with 13 seconds are left now up on the clock. So they score with that much left. I wouldn't expect they would try an onside kick here before they go into the locker room, Coach.
I don't know about that. I just got to come back to that drive. Under a real duress and under a handicap, he's going to throw. The young man showed me something, Bob. I thought perhaps a little bit of overrating there early in the situation, but boy, oh boy, he showed me something that last 1-2-4.
Okay, across the way, Punk and Miller up there on the high stands all the way over. We're on the near side, the low stands here at J. Birney Crum Stadium. As the kicker gets ready to boot it away, and let's see if he goes for the distance. I would kind of think so, but you never know. He takes the long approach, and it's going to be returned from about the 15-yard line. Tatasciore has it and is tackled at the 33, and we have 7 seconds to go. The Zephyrs could get a playoff here.
Pretty good hit that time by Steve Nordmark. Fell down in that little soggy spot and come up and put a good hit on Tatasciore in a pretty open field.
How about this? The coach is calling a timeout here with those 7 seconds, and instead of letting the clock run out, he was talking to Beidelman down along the sidelines, and now Mark goes into the huddle, so they might, with the success they've been having with that long pass.
Well, you said, Bob, during that one timeout that three passes, you actually could have had 3 touchdown passes. The one that was in the open and not handled properly.
Well, the one got to Buskirk, but had it been up 5 yards longer, he would have run under it. This way he was backing up, and he just couldn't quite handle the ball, but he's been on the money.
Yeah. What fazed me the most, Bob, is that, Whitehall certainly not regarded as a passing team, and yet it's those two that had them on the up part of the scoreboard here in the first half. Whereas Stroudsburg, it's all Renard, they say, and you're expecting the pass. With Whitehall, you're not, and that's the difference now so far in the game.
Okay, so we have 7 seconds to play with here. It's first.
Let's see this air one out.
Yeah. Well, Mark's trying to throw it, and he does. And look out, Tatasciore can't quite get there. Another stride. And do we have any flags? No. 1 second, though, is left.
And I'll pull it up for grabs. I got to mark these statistics down here, Robert. That's one more you made me forget. What they do is they circle Tatasciore out of the backfield or from a flank spot, a wingback slot, and he just simply goes deep, and that's what happened there. I think he wants a break. Joe's looking toward the sideline there.
Well, he's going to get it. Buskirk's going back in, and okay, the end is coming off. Farron just coming to the sideline. So Tim Farringer comes out. Buskirk comes wide to the right side. Tatasciore goes into the slot again. And Rice and Tewald line up in the I. And Beidelman adjusts the mouthpiece, and now he's ready. And too much time, and this is delay of the ball game. And, well, the clock ran out, but I think they're going to have to run this play. Let's see how Glenn calls it. 1 second is left. Yep. They'll have to run the play, I guess.
Well, unless Fred refuses it.
Well, I think they should. Well, no. Well, they're going to have to take it because it was a dead ball situation. Right. So they take the 5 yards, so it's 1st and 15. And 1 second to go, so again.
Well, I don't like to give them one more opportunity if I'm there.
Yeah. Well, here's Beidelman with the call. And they go over the option, pitch back to Rice, and that will do it for the first half. And the half ends with Whitehall leading Stroudsburg 20-7. We'll take time out for these words, come back and take a look at halftime statistics. near the end for Stroudsburg.
Well, the big play was able to bring them back into this game, but the three stats, Bob, that I think should show Whitehall's dominance are the first downs, 2-1, the plays 2-1, and of course the rushing yardage, which we expected, 137-12. Now, a lot of that 12, not a lot of it, but some of the 12, of course, was the rush being put on Renard as he goes deep. He's a very deep drop-back passer.
Okay, so that is the statistics, and here at halftime, the Stroudsburg band entertaining, and we will go out. Whitehall in front, and Stroudsburg with that long pass play to end the first half, got back in the ball game, and Coach, now they end up with a football here to start.
Three things that stick out in my mind in the first half, Bob. Number one, Whitehall's ability to run the ball, which was expected. Two, Whitehall's ability to throw the ball, which was unexpected. And three, the ability of Stroudsburg to come back from a 3-touchdown deficit with 1:24 to go under great pressure, because I'm saying to myself, how good is Renard? Is he overrated? No, let me tell you, he's not.
Well, he's thrown for over 2,400 yards and rushed for over 1,000 in 3 years, so that's pretty good. And now we're underway with the kick. And the return will give the Mounties a pretty good field position up around the 37, where it'll be 1st and 10. And again in the backfield for Stroudsburg, it's Pat Renard. He wears number 12, and his running backs have been Datesman, number 36, and we've seen a little bit of Troy Newell. They really have not run too much as we looked at those first half statistics, and there really wasn't that much to look at. But the long pass play just before the half into the end zone for that touchdown made it 20-7, and so Stroudsburg now would like to get going right here on a drive and get on the board very quickly. Jamie Burke is the fullback, Datesman is the tailback, and boom, and now there's the hit.
If they handle the punt properly early, if it would be a different ball game by now. I also tried to go, as we watch his play, Bob, we got a penalty coming up.
And the flag is thrown, and they pass it out to Newell, and he's tripped up around the 41 or 42, but there is a flag, and generally that is in the holding area. We'll wait for the call. There's Glenn Rissmiller getting the signal, and here's preliminary, and they call this motion. However, it is not a hold, and it's a 5-yard penalty perhaps. Let's see if Whitehall takes the call. They want to look at where they want to put the football, and they said, okay, bring it back. We'll step off 5.
And the second part of that dreaming that you do if you're a sports enthusiast, you like to project to the future. And I was trying to project at halftime what offense Stroudsburg would come out with. Would they go right to the running game or right back to the passing game or go to the running game? And I do feel they're going to have to throw, Bob.
Okay, it is 2nd and 15 now, as we're underway here in the third quarter, and back goes Renard. Throws that screen again, and it's incomplete. Came outside, intended for Mr. Weitzman out here.
Good
number
call.
88, yeah.
Real good call. I tell you, he threw it poorly, no doubt about it, Bob. The rush was on, which is expected on the screen, and he just delivered it while he was moving too much instead of setting up. Third down, we've seen him only in a situation where he has to throw the long ball, Bob. I'm looking for the one they got the penalty on, the little dunk pass, the one that gets him, just beyond the line of scrimmage and then try and let somebody break loose.
Al Seeley in at linebacker now for the Zephyrs. 3rd and 15, and the Whitehall defense would like to get this ball back. Again, the chase and the throw on the run, and it's thrown into the bench across the way, incomplete, and so we will get a kick. And Whitehall will get the ball back very early here in the third quarter.
Again, he might have thrown that one away purposely, Bob. Again, great pressure, that time by Buskirk. He just eluded Buskirk on their left side, and he might have thrown into the crowd just to keep from the loss.
4th and 15. And we will get a kick. And the Zephyrs send 2 deep receivers back around the 43-yard line in Whitehall territory. Again, they go with that long count, and you get a little edgy sometimes, but nobody offsides, and the boot sails and bounces and will die in the soft part of the field in about the 39, 40-yard line, we'll call it, where Whitehall takes over 1st and 10.
Just about a week ago, Gary and I were doing the afternoon game of Central and Becca. And one of the things I commented about, I know it's a pet peeve of Mr. Baker also, I just saw him do almost a flip over there. The way by, I have never seen a year in which less punts are handled. I just cannot believe. I don't think I've seen 10 punts handled, or even with a fair catch.
Right.
I just don't see them handled.
You don't get
Of course,
that.
you don't want to see the way Stroudsburg handled their first one.
Well,
either.
that's true. Okay, 1st and 10 Whitehall. 20-7 the score. The give to the up man in that eye, and the running play picks up about 2 yards as T-Wald crashes across the right guard position for the 2 yards. 2nd and 8. And I'd like to mention to all of you Kutztown alumni out there, I got this in the mail today, Coach. The Lehigh Valley chapter is going to have its 3rd annual holiday cheer party, whatever that may mean, on December 11th from 5:30 to 7:30 at Harry's Party Room at the Hotel Trailer. $3 a person, and call Mr. Bender. You all know him from Warfield. Give him a call and get signed up. And here comes the option, and look out, around the corner goes Tatasciore with a couple of blockers in front, and is finally pulled down around the 27 or 8 yard line of Stroudsburg. But hold the phone.
Yep.
There is a flag back at the 42, and that will come back.
Yeah, it's going to come back, either a hold or a clip. I don't know which one.
Illegal use of hands. We'll see it. Maybe we can pick something out here. And there with the flag thrown. Well, I didn't see who did it, but somebody did it. So that's the first big penalty being stepped off in the ball game against Whitehall, and here it goes. It's 15, or is it 10? Yeah, about 15, I guess. Glenn?
That's 10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty. Okay. So Whitehall now penalized 25 yards in the ball game. 3 5-yarders, a 10-yarder. So it remains 2nd and 19 here in the 3rd quarter of our football game. Triple 11, yeah, Triple A. District 11 championship game. That ball lost, now picked up in the backfield by Tatasciore, and he will lose 3 or 4 more yards and mark it now at the 27. So Zephyr's going a bit backwards here for the moment, Coach.
I was sort of hoping for a 3rd and long, really, because I want to see if they air it out. That pass to Lasicki, someone at halftime said the first time that Whitehall threw a pass to the tight end since 81 or something like that. Facetiously, I'm sure. 1881, right. But, boy, he was open and made a great catch. Let's see if they go to him here, Bob.
Well, it is 3rd and long. You have your long. It's long at 22 yards. And Beidelman goes to the option instead and goes to Mike Rice, and Michael gets about 8 or 9 yards. But now the Zephyrs are going to have to kick the football away, so back and forth we go. Big game tomorrow in the Valley, of course, is number 122 for the Lehigh-Lafayette rivalry over at Lafayette tomorrow. And it is a sellout. I talked to Craig Anderson this afternoon. I think I got the last 2 tickets that he had under the desk. And it's a sellout, but you can watch it locally, of course, live on Channel 39. Here comes the boot. It bounces. There's a good bounce. Now bounces off the chest, but it's recovered at the point of impact around the 29-yard line.
Good verb,
Ooh,
Bob. Impact
yeah.
It was. That was Renard, too.
Went right
he
off
fielded
of
that
him.
like a shortstop.
He looked like Gil McDougal that time, Coach. Remember Gil?
Number
don't you?
12, 7 children, redheaded for the New York Yankees.
He didn't look
Shortstop
like,
and third base.
didn't look anywhere like Mike Schmidt,
No,
though,
he
did
didn't
he?
have a mustache.
No, that's
No.
right. 1st and 10. Stroudsburg getting it back now for the 2nd time. As I mentioned, back and forth we go here in this kicking situation. And Renard now gives off to his little halfback, and a pickup of about 7. And that's Newell who got the call for the 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
I wonder if Stroudsburg is taking bigger splits offensively in the second half, Bob. Bring that up. Might be able to catch it on camera. I bring it up only because it gives you a better angle on those defensive linemen to make your blocks. Sometimes defensive linemen think they can slip in between a seam, and it might give you an angle because they did show a little bit on their running game there.
Tom Perry, the wide out to the right, but they go again to Newell, and he comes up short, about a yard short of the first down at around the 37. So Coach Ross really not in any panic situation, Coach. He's getting back to the game plan again and just trying to pop that big play, perhaps. It's 20-7. Certainly a long way to go in the ball game.
Well, what he's doing is he wants to set Renard up into something where he can think more about his game, Bob, than be forced to pass.
And a fake screen out to the right side now completes it, but this I don't think they're going to get the first down, Dick.
It looks a little bit short from right here, Bob. We might have a measurement.
Well, they are going to bring in the change for the measurement. Glenn Rissmiller says, come on, boys, bring it on in. And from where we sit, if the mark is right on the near side of the field, they may come up short by about a foot. But we'll see when they stretch the chains, they might have it, on the other hand. And, well, they're short by about 2 inches.
Okay,
now, what
Coach
are you
Ross.
going to do? Yeah, I know you're going to ask me. What are you going to do?
No. Oh, I go for it. I would go for it, Tom. I'm
Sure,
two down.
I would go for it.
2 down.
Championship game, you're down 20-7. You have a big quarterback in there who has rushed for more than 2,400 yards.
I would walk in that huddle and I'd say, quarterback sneak on 18. You know, if I don't draw him off by then, I'll get a penalty and I'll be in a more comparable kicking position anyhow.
And I'll correct that
They are
stat.
gonna go.
He has rushed for over 1,000. He has passed for over 2,400. So they reset the chains, and Glenn says, okay, now we'll start the clock. So they have plenty of time. 4th and 1 inch. All right, now we're getting down to the basics. And Renard, long count, and he'll sneak for it, and he will get it. Second effort.
You know what Mel Allen would have said in a situation like
By
that?
the length of a white owl.
The length of an ash on a White Owl cigar.
Of the ash on the white owl.
See?
I was back there.
You're testing me. Gil McDougall, 1951. Come up with Mickey Mantle.
Okay.
7 children and a redhead. Number 12, unorthodox batting.
You have it right here on the card.
No.
First
no,
and
sir.
10. Don Mattingly, where are you now? Okay.
Although I
let's go.
may not watch baseball anymore.
That's right. Okay, and that's maybe a delay here or maybe encroachment. The head linesman coming in across the way. And that brought reaction out of the crowd, and it is procedure against Stroudsburg. Those little 5-yarders, they have a way of coming back to haunt you, Dick.
You bet. Hey, there's a big difference between 1st and 10 and 1st and 15. Believe me, it's not 5-yard difference.
You know, you get the big play, you have the 1 inch or so to go, and you make the first down, and then, well, you just don't put it together in this series. Now it's 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10. 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, and that late pitch out comes out around the corner, and a good low tackle there. Number 20 coach is?
That's a junior, John Rishko, I believe, isn't
John Rishko with the tackle, and that was a sure ankle tackle, and we'll see it again, and he just cut him down. And they put the wingman. There was a pitch that came out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
There's the tackle. Rishko with it, and it is now 2nd and 13, a gain of 2. But a good tackle, nevertheless, by Rishko. And Renard fakes the screen again. Now goes long on a fly pattern to Perry, and he makes the catch in the crowd.
Good catch.
Takes it away at the 42, and it will be first down for Stroudsburg.
Again, the off-balance throw by Renard, Bob, with an awful lot of pressure thrown off that back foot. And good position, offensive position. He simply cradled himself away. I believe it was Beidelman was the defender, and he cradled himself away from him.
Looked like he got under his shoulder pad there and protected the ball. 6-footer, Tom Perry, 160 pounds, a junior. And he's been making the catches when he has to. Now a quick hitter in the middle. And that could have gone the distance. A tackle by Beidelman at the 33. And that's close to a first down.
Nice play. Real nice call, coming back with a quick hitter. I'll tell you, I love the way Stroudsburg sets, Bob. They come up, they're in an up position, and they call that initial snap, and boom, away they go.
So they have Jamie Burke and Troy Newell in the backfield, in that eye, behind Renard. And this time it goes to Newell, and he gets the first down at about the 30-yard line. So the Mounties putting a drive together here, 3:55 and counting in the third quarter.
The nice thing about the drive, Bob, is that it's from diversification. It simply hadn't been a desperation situation where Renard's had to go to the air, or they're getting some good running out of it, including a 1st and 15 situation.
Well, he hit that bomb in the end zone from this distance to overcash to end the first half. Now the fake. Renard tries the right corner, hurdles a tackler, and gets inside the 25.
Shows a little fancy footwork that time, too.
From the Stroudsburg side of the field here at J. Birney Crum Stadium, coming alive. Ball at the 23-yard line.
The Stroudsburg Sports Information Director, if they have such a thing, puts out a whole sheet. They're almost like they're going for a Heisman candidate on Renard. They have his statistics up to the moment from his high school career.
And the quick pitch again, and this will get down to the 20 and maybe another measurement if needed. It's close to another first down.
Renard, of course, has been a 3-year starter, Bob, and up to tonight, he's come in with 153 completions out of 323 in his career for a net yardage of 2,558 yards. That's pretty impressive.
Third and less than a yard for the first down. Yeah, let's see if they go to Troy Newell again in his tailback spot. It's a lot of blocking by Burke up front. They go to Newell, and he jumps across the 20, gets down to the 17. It's 1st and 10. So they see something on the right side of their offensive line, and they're clearing out that left side of the defensive line, and they just keep running at that spot and pick up 2-3 yards at a crack.
Well, they're coming off the ball so well, Bob. Give credit to the offensive line here because they seem to be explosive on their initial contact, and it's creating just a little bit of crack. And again, I want to talk, maybe they got that seam now with wider splits.
And the fake to Newell. Renard looking, going the end zone. Overcash was down there waving his hand, wanted the football, but Renard never saw him, and he got buried at the 23 for the loss.
He might have waited just a shade too long. He did have Overcash open early. That pass, by the way, to Overcash to end the first half, Bob, was his 26th of his career touchdown pass.
And Overcash came back out of the end zone, went up along the sidelines, went over by Coach Ross, and brought the play right back in. So he's getting a lot of running out there. Now wide out to the right he goes. There's a slot set up on the right. And the fake, now rolling all by himself, now throwing, firing to the far corner around the goal line, and it's incomplete. And intended down there, and there goes number 88. And that is Todd Weitzman. So it's 3rd and about 15 to go for a first down.
That's the young man that Freddie highly touted coming in. We really haven't seen him offensively yet, Bob.
Yes, he is our Eagle Scout, top 12, number 12, in the top 12 of his class. Has 11 receptions, as a 2-year starter. Big down now, 3rd and 15. And Renard gives it to the tailback, and he pops it in, gets down about the 7. Let's see where they mark it. I think they'll mark it at the 7. It is 1st and goal for Stroudsburg. What a call.
What a superb call. 3rd, and everybody in the place, including you, me, and Mr. Baker, said he has to throw the long one. And boy, a beautiful draw. Again, they're executing so quickly, Bob.
Well, it's not a first down officially until they measure. It is that close. So Glenn Rissmiller again wants to make sure. Here's the stretch, and it's first down this time by the length of the football.
See, they do even out.
Yep. We'll
This
see
is just
this
a great
draw
play.
play again. And good faking. Here he goes, and boom, quick handoff, and there goes Newell. Boy, he runs. 1st and goal. Touchdown here, and it can get tight. Again, they go to Newell. And he stopped at the 2.
Well, that young man's shown a little something. We talked about Tadashore's small frame. Well, let me tell you, Tony Newell listing at 5'8" and 145, only a sophomore, runs well.
Newell has a 5-yard per carry average. Has over 775 yards from his tailback spot. Says here he is a very hard runner, and they're not kidding. Ball on the 3. Again, it's Newell, and he is close and not close enough. No sign yet. I think they're marking it at the 6-inch line.
They're knocking a little bit, Bob.
We had a 4th and 1 inch a while ago, and now we have the ball at the 6-inch line, and it is 3rd and goal or maybe the foot line. We're close, and we're going to run out of time here in the quarter. And so we have not had a score in the third quarter, but it's been a great third quarter for Stroudsburg. We'll exchange ends of the field at 20-7. We'll be right back with the start of period number 4. 20 for Whitehall and 13. And now do you think two-pointer or not necessary, Coach?
Oh, no, not necessary.
No?
We'll stay with Brenyan's leg. Take that back on Newell, Bob. He's not a soft. We'll see him hurdle here. Up and over. Marcus Allen type, huh? He's a junior listed as 5'8", 160. Troy Newell showed something here in the third quarter.
And now the Stroudsburg football team going for the extra point. And we look back at the missed conversion by Whitehall. Perhaps.
Gantz's foot has seemed to level off here, Bob, from the mid to the tail end of the season. He has not been as an exceptional kicker as he was early in the year.
Okay, it's up to Branyan now to try and get the extra point. It's down, it's up, and it's right on the money. And we have a 20-14 score. We'll take time out for this word and be back with the kick.
At Keystone Dodge, the Merle family has been selling new Dodge cars and trucks to thousands of people here in the Lehigh Valley for 10 years. Now, why have people been purchasing new Dodge cars and trucks from the Merle family at Keystone Dodge? Because they got a better deal. Keystone Dodge is Northeast Pennsylvania's #1 Dodge dealer, and price is the reason. You want a better deal? Join the family at Keystone Dodge, Lehigh Street, Allentown.
This is Phil Rizzuto flying over the national headquarters of the Money Store, the largest independent home mortgage company in America. We've got a network of branch offices across the nation ready to serve each local community with fixed-rate, long-term first and second mortgages. The Money Store is a direct lender. That's why qualified homeowners get instant approval for equity loans of any size, with low fixed rates and low monthly payments. Find out how low our fixed rates are. Call the Money Store today.
Valley Pizza is more than just a pizza shop. It's a family restaurant that knows the way to your family's heart. Most of our food is prepared in our kitchen with only the best ingredients. We make good food fast so that all our meals are made especially for you for that homemade quality. Carmine, so what do you think? Route 145 in Walnutport and Route 309 in Orfield. What makes us nice is our quality and price.
Have you picked up a copy of the Globe Times recently? The Globe has been redesigned with more color and new graphics. There's new features like Friday's new TV timetable and Saturday's USA Weekend, plus 2 pages of comics, and all the national and local news and sports. Get today's news today by stopping at your favorite newsstand and picking up a copy of the Globe Times, or call 867-5000 for home delivery. The news never looks so good as in the Globe Times.
Okay, welcome back to J. Birney Crum Stadium. Bob Garris and Dick Tracy here for you, and we are now going to turn into thriller time. It is 20-14, and the ball being teed up by Branyan, and Coach, it's a brand new ball game.
Certainly is, Bob. This offensive possession could be the most important possession of the game for Whitehall. Last time they had the ball here in the second half, they were unable to run it. That surprised a lot of people. Now we'll see if they come back to the same running game. I don't think they'll come with the pass.
And the 2 kicks by Branyan were down the middle, so he can kick the football. It was right on the money. Let's get the return from the 10-yard line. And with it is Mike Rice, and he's got running room. And Renard grabs him and knocks him out of bounds. They mark it at the 49. This tackle, touchdown-saving tackle perhaps by quarterback Pat Renard, but Michael Rice brought it downfield, and you talked about an important possession, Coach, and we'll see it again.
Boy, he has a hole. We'll catch it here, Bob. He hits that hole. The seam's right there. Whitehall runs to the bench. Then he hits the sideline, gets that extra running room. Good hit by Renard.
So it is 1st and 10, the ball at the 49-yard line of Stroudsburg. Mark Beitelman, the quarterback, in there all the way for Joe Garancer. And gives to the wingman off the eye, and that's enough for a first down, and the ball marked at the 36. Power running again by Joe Tadashore.
It's the exact same pattern they started the game with, Bob, and made plus 9 yards on their first carry.
Zephyrs very quickly out of the huddle, lining up. Tadashore and Rice in the backfield along with T-Wald. Beitelman, the inside misdirection play to Tadashore, and he squirms through a little bit of a hole and gets inside the 35 to the 34.
That was a little trap that time. Fortunately for Stroudsburg, they were in some kind of a stunt. They stunted right into the hole.
And they mark it closer to the 33. We'll call it 2nd and 8. Fourth quarter underway here. 11:10 to go and counting. 20-14 score. Official timeout down on the field for an equipment problem. And looks like they're taking a look over there at Alan Hayes. And Banyan goes out. Hayes comes back onto the field, and they may have to make a substitution here momentarily, Coach.
Well, we had a little gab fest over there on the sidelines now with one of the officials and a Stroudsburg assistant. And the result is going to be a substitute. Number 66 comes into the fray defensively for Stroudsburg, and that's Adam Perry.
Okay, so the Zephyrs break the huddle. 2nd and 8. The pitch back to Rice. Cuts back again. Gets a block. Gets down across the 40 or the 30 to about the 25, and that's a first down. So the Zephyrs, after that run back on the kickoff by Rice, now picked up 2 quick first downs. And the ball marked on the 25-yard line, where it is 1st and 10. Rice comes out.
Sean O'Boyle in his place.
First time tonight, Coach.
Well, Sean was in. They gave Rice one break after his kickoff return. They had him out for a play. Sean was in but didn't handle it.
Sean is a 5'6" junior, listed at 165. And now Stroudsburg will call timeout. And we have 10:43 in the clock. There's the score. We'll be right back.
Growing, flying away, taking care of business the Uniglobe way. Packing, tracking, taking off to play, the only way to travel the Uniglobe way.
The Uniglobe Way, a network of travel professionals united to give you outstanding travel service without a fee. Uniglobe, the #1 travel franchise network in North America.
Visit the Uniglobe Saucon Travel Office at 544 Main Street, Bethlehem, or call 691-8102.
If you think all low-fat milk is thin and watery, take a bite of light. Get the rich taste. And all the protein of whole milk. Without all the fat. Take a bite of light from Lehigh Valley Farms.
There's nothing in this world more important than my family. But it takes real family people to understand that. That's why I chose Dieter Brothers for my home heating company, called the Dieter family of fine heating companies. Dieter Brothers in Bethlehem, Benningoff Fuel in Allentown, or Quality Service in Northampton. You only have one family. Give them all the warmth and comfort they deserve. They're worth it.
Okay, welcome back to District 11 Championship Football, AAA, and Whitehall with the ball at the 25 of Stroudsburg. It is 1st and 10. And they give this time to T-Wall, and Little Joe gets down to about the 22-yard line. And we'd like to remind you that tomorrow at 8 o'clock we will replay this ball game on Dial 5. And then following that, we will have the Catasauqua North Schuylkill AA Championship ball game being played this evening up at Tamaqua. So doubleheader high school football action for you again Saturday night at 8 on dial position 5. It is now a 2nd and 8 again for the Zephyrs. A ball at about the 23. Beidelman fake, now the pitch. On the go is Tatasciore, again hurdles and gets down inside the 15-yard line for another first down, Coach.
And Whitehall's showing all rush now, Bob. A straight double tight end. It's Buskirk and Lisicki in at the twin tights. And they're simply saying we're going to run it right at you. Might be a good time to give credit to that offensive line that's been so dominant all year for Whitehall. Bill Seibert, he's the center. The guards are Blozinski, and Pearl, I know, is one of the tackles. Tony DeLazio, the only underclassman, number 75. He plays the other tackle. John Maury's in there. Mike Sakani's a guard. Real dominant force.
First and 10 from the 14-yard line. And the give again to the up man, and now the ball is marked at about the 13. Just quick hitter in there, a little bit of power. And again, they give him about 1 yard, so we'll say it's 2nd and 9. And we get an official timeout again for a little bit of an equipment problem there. One of the pads coming off. A little tape being removed. And again, our thanks to our sponsors for our ball game tonight. And as I mentioned before, most of these folks have been with us all season long. And there they are. And if you can stop by and tell them you enjoyed football on Sports 4 all season long, I'm sure they would enjoy hearing that and pick up some of the products you see being advertised. 2nd and 9. The fake. The roll, the keep. Beidelman gets inside the 10-yard line to the 9-yard line.
That's a big gain, Bob. Maybe not in yards, but you're, again, 4 down territory. So you got 2 to make about 4 or 5 yards. Plus, you're talking possible field goal territory now if you want to ice this thing.
And Beidelman again looking over at the sideline. There's Mark. Gets his call from the sideline coach. So they have T-Wall as they split the backs this time. T-Wall and Tatasciore. And the ball lost, and Stroudsburg, I believe, recovers at about the 7. And they do.
Saw that clearly, Bob. Looked like it was definitely on the exchange between center and quarterback. I don't think Beidelman ever had complete control, and it was simply a matter whether Stroudsburg would find it in time or not. I think we'll get a good shot of it right here.
And well, you're right. He came off the center and just never had the football. So the Mountaineers have the ball back and stop the drive of Whitehall at the 7-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for Stroudsburg. And the give to the fullback, and that is Jamie Burke. And Jamie gets out to about the 9-yard line. 2nd and 8 for Stroudsburg on the clock. 7:55 and counting. There's a good look at Renard.
2 of the 3 things are in the Mounts' favor, Bob. They have the clock and they have the ball. They don't have the field position. But Renard's arm and the running and rule could straighten that out quickly.
And they have the PAT kicker who's been perfect, and that's why it is 20-14. Whitehall missed one of those extra points. Renard rolls back. We get a flag thrown upfield, and the ball broken up, but there is a flag coming in from about the 10 or 12-yard line. And let's wait for this one.
That has to be a hold, Bob. No doubt about it.
Well, there's preliminary signal from Glenn Rissmiller, and that's what it will go be against Stroudsburg, half the distance to the goal from their coach. They'll put them down about the 4.5.
If they take it.
Well, it is refused, and that loses the down. So it remains 3rd and 8.
I guess Coach Garrett's are saying I'm not going to give him one more chance to throw.
Especially when you see him go back into the end zone to peg one there, huh?
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and 8. Give to the tailback. It's Newell, and Newell gets out to about the 14-yard line, edges over, turns the ball over, and, well, they'll mark it on the 15, but it is 4th and 3, and the kicking team coming in from Fred Ross across the way.
They were burned on the 3rd and 15 draw last time, Whitehall. They said, no way this time. You're not going to break it.
Well, now we get some fans doing some coaching down here. And saying,
that's lousy coaching.
Clip.
Watch the clip.
I think he said watch the
kick.
clip.
I was going to say, that's obvious.
Well, they're looking for a good snap here. The kick will come from around the 5. And again, the long count, high snap. And the kick is away, and it hangs up in the air and hits and bounces out of bounds and marked at the 44. So the Zephyrs get it back in pretty good shape here with a 20-14 lead and 6:35 remaining in the ball game. And you can bet your boots they're going to stay on the ground again here, Coach, right?
You bet. They'll go to twin tight ends again and simply pound away. They just might disregard a little bit of the option, Bob. That's where we've been having some misfirings.
And they put Farringer out wide to the right this time. He's the only wide out as the two backs set in the eye. They pitch it back to Rice. Gets a block, gets another, and gets down inside the 35 to about the 34.
Boy, he had an escort out front that time.
It's first down.
Bill Blazinski, number 76, was the leader of that escort. Bill, of course, a senior, and Whitehall has plenty of them. 6 foot, 224-pound senior.
And the ground game continues here for the Whitehall Zephyrs. Again, Whitehall will be playing Emmaus on Thanksgiving Day. And Coach, maybe we can talk about your ticket sales in a moment. And the give to the fullback this time, T-Wall gets to about the 31. Will you have a sale starting Monday or so? Or
We've had two already, two pregame sales, Bob.
You're not sold out, are you?
No, not at all. And we'll have another one Monday for the kids, and then Monday evening, 5 to 7, we'll have the final pregame sale. Also send some over to Emmaus.
You have bargain prices for that game?
Hey, 1 and 2.
1 and 2?
Can't beat that.
Can't beat it. Okay. That's is that the morning game over your way, or an afternoon game?
That's a 1:30 game.
1:30 game. Okay. I still remember the Wilson Nazareth ball games my day way back when. Now back to Rice again, and Mike is stopped at about the 26-yard line. But the Zephyrs would just like to churn out another first down or so here. They're really not worried about scoring. Just keep the ball and keep the clock going, Coach.
I'd worry less about scoring than I would keeping the ball. Anytime they can keep the ball out of the opponent's hand, Bob, that's the name of the game.
3rd and about 3 for the first down.
I don't care what I'm doing with it. I just don't want them doing anything with it.
Tadashore and T-Wall again in the running back positions. And this time Tadashore gets it and hurdles and gets first down and struggles to the 21-yard line, but it is 1st and 10 Whitehall.
With reckless abandon. Huh?
Reckless abandon. We've seen that a lot of times this year, haven't we?
We certainly have.
And thankfully, this will be the last football game we'll be doing with Rick Geho this football season. He's going up to Canada, and we wish him well. He's getting older, as I recall. Roll out by Bynum, and the pitch is loose, and Tadashore falls on it. And maybe he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. I didn't know. He did not. He kept it inbounds, Coach. That's a good thing to do.
That's the only good thing that happened on that play.
Right.
I don't know. I just worry about this option series, Bob.
Right there. And that never got to him. And he did keep it in bounds. So it is 2nd and about 19 to go for a first down, but time is going by. There it is.
Let me tell you, we've had some very fortunate bounces go the maroon and go away this evening.
Yeah, you can go back to that one that Tadashore lost in the backfield and bounced right back up into his belly. Well, Bynum wants to throw. Looks. A lot of time again. Fires, and it is batted around and almost intercepted down around the 12. And that stops the clock.
Also stopped a few heartbeats. That surprised some Zephyr fans. You know, once they get, not the pass, Bob, the fact that it was batted around. You know, once it's batted around, it's a little bit up for grabs.
So it is 3rd and 19. Ball right on the 30-yard line. Of course, on a 4th down situation, Dave Gantz in the wings standing down in front of us here. He has been known to kick the football that far on a field goal attempt. Like to get a little closer, though. Beidelman back again, looking. Plenty of protection going to the end zone. The foot race, and it is broken up, intended for Tadashore. And it will bring up 4th and 19. And let's see if Gantz goes out there. He'd have to kick one pretty far.
That's 47 you're talking about. The line of scrimmage 30, plus 10, plus another 7 to set up.
Well, he's not moving, so Tadashore comes to the sideline to get a breather. And Whitehall will call timeout to talk things over here with 3:33 on the clock. Here is our score, and we'll be right back.
Order in Goldie Hawn's touchdown comedy hit Wildcats for only $1.99 on Viewer's Choice.
Hey, you want to coach football? Fine, you got it.
Ready to play, coach.
You think a woman can't be tough enough? Watch me. Forgot my purse.
Because this side-splitting hit will be on pay channels early next year, a little sooner than our other features, you can see Wildcats for only $1.99 in November on Viewer's Choice.
Okay, welcome back to J. Birney Crum Stadium. We have 3 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in this football game. It is 4th and 19. It is 20-14. Whitehall with the ball. And here comes Tadashore looking for some blocking. And he is stopped at about the 30-yard line. And Stroudsburg will take over on downs. And they have about 70 yards to go for a tying score and perhaps a win here at the stadium.
Well, their field position, of course, is better than the last time they got it, Bob, when they received it on the 6th. Never got out of there with a first down and was forced to punt. Whitehall got it back on their own, on the Stroudsburg 45 and just couldn't kick it in.
Mark Overcash comes wide out to the right. His other end, the tight end, is Todd Weitzman, the two receivers for the Mounties. They go to Overcash, gets a block, cuts inside, and is tackled at the 37-yard line.
We're going to get a timeout. A Whitehall player's injured on the play.
All right, and
Alex,
we will stay right here.
Estepanales, number 79, getting up slowly, and Glenn Rissmiller was one felt he had to call the timeout.
All right, this will be just a short timeout as he comes off the field, and now we start the clock. And it is what is known as nail-biting time. Coming our way this time is Tom Perry. He is the wide out to the right side.
Oh, good hit.
And a solid hit. Almost turned over the football there at the 35.
I believe it was Tim Clancy, number 51.
And that will lose about 1.5 yards, and it is 3rd and 3. And the Mounties used one timeout in the half, I think, Coach. They may have 2 remaining here as we had a glimpse of the time going by. There we're down now to 2 minutes and 19 and counting. And Renard rolls back, throws quickly, goes down and out, and it's overthrown and intended on the outside there to Todd Weitzman.
And a very, very interesting call coming up for Coach Ross here. He's down to just about the 2-minute mark, Bob. I don't think he has really much choice in the matter. I think he has to go for it on a 4th and 3 at this point.
And the incompletion stopped the clock, and Overcash comes back in along with Perry. So Pat Renard comes up out of the huddle and calls a timeout, and he wants to talk it over with the coach. So we'll stay right here, Coach, and talk about basketball a little bit. Again,
is that thing still around, Bob? It's been so long.
Well, I know it's one of those things, but there should be a lot of excitement in the East Penn Conference.
Should there ever? Especially the way you guys kick it off with that Allen and Central Catholic.
They want what? Oh, is my mother looking? I am here. Hi, Mom. I don't know where the camera
Nanook of the North.
There's the camera, Coach.
Nanook of the North.
Stand up, Coach.
I can't. I'm frozen.
I'm frozen fast. Well, I wanted to talk about basketball, but there is a football game tomorrow of note. Penn State is taking on Pitt, and I picked, just somebody asked me, who do you think would win between Notre Dame and LSU? And I said, I think Notre Dame's going to wipe them up tomorrow.
Do you really?
Yep.
Boy, I'll take you home with me and watch that thing. And every time they don't do something effectively, tomorrow evening I'll give you a little slap.
Sit down now, Coach. Half of the equipment came off of the counter up here when we got up. We have short wires tonight, I guess. But let's get back to basketball. 1 second. We're going to have excitement, not only in East Penn, but the Colonial League, some hot teams coming along. Should be a great season for us.
Should be. I already heard about Catasauqua and Salisbury. And in Colonial League, Bob, and I heard a little bit of anger, too.
Okay, 2:13 remaining. It's 20-14. Renard needs a play here. Looking, throwing, down and out. And it is, if it's caught, it could be close to a first down.
Oh, will it ever be?
But they will
to
take these chains all the way across the field.
Looks short, Bob. I don't know if that's Whitehall talking to me or not, but
well, we will see the chain gang get into the picture in a moment. And again, by looking at the marker down here, it appears it could be short. But Stroudsburg thinks they got it. There's the stretch. And it's first down.
Oh.
How about that?
That wishful thinking. They told me to be an optimist for once in my life, and it doesn't work out.
Well, they needed about 3 yards, and they got 3 yards in the length of the football.
And a second breath. That's important, too, Bob, because they're right at that 2-minute mark now.
Yep. And no 2-minute warning in high school football, so we'll keep on going. Overcash comes our way. They set a slot to the right. Pat Renard, it's in his hands. He's looking. Overcash on the fly. And the ball overthrown down around the 20-yard line. He was 1-on-1 out there. Picked up on the coverage by number 40, and that's Glenn Joseph. And we've heard that name Joseph around the valley, haven't we, for years?
He's played so well at cornerback this year for Whitehall. Bob, Renard comes in with a 47.4 career completion record. Certainly not glowing. In high school, very, very good. I think the job that he is doing under the Whitehall pressure tonight has been exceptional. He really has been able to set up and get that good balance because he's always under pressure.
And now they go with a running play as they go to the draw and get out to around the 45, but they quickly get lined up and they want to save time, and you can watch the time tick off there. The ball at the 45. It is third and again 4 yards to go for the first down. 20-14 is the score. Whitehall in front. And some of the folks might have wanted a delay. Pat Renard back again, being chased, throws in the run, down and out, and it is almost picked off by Joseph over there, Coach.
And again, the pressure. The pressure was immense, forcing him out of the pocket. I don't know if he's a true pocket passer or rollout passer, Bob, but he certainly had pressure on him most of the night. That time, the pressure coming from number 63, Glenn Firing.
Well, and one thing about it, he has an arm because he is throwing that football on the run without setting his feet. I wonder what would happen if he'd set his feet.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Really like throw it over the goal.
In a perfect pocket protection. Because he's throwing it flat-footed off the wrong foot and everything else, and still he's uncanny. Fourth down again. Boy, they're biting a bullet.
4th and 4. Zephyrs hold here and take over in downs. That would be it, perhaps. Renard is back, has protection, throws over the middle. Goes for and gets a completion at the 41-yard line of Whitehall at first down.
Boy, you can't say enough, Robert, because 2 fourth down plays staring them in the face. They hit both of them.
1:04 to go.
And both were not open catches either.
Zephyr defense backing up, preventing or trying to prevent the long bomb. The ball thrown to the sideline. It's incomplete. Stops the clock with 57 seconds remaining.
Zephyrs are in a 4-man front now, Bob. They got 4 linebackers and they got 3 deep ones. So they're backing off just a little bit, respecting that arm. You know, we haven't seen him air it out in the fourth quarter yet.
I tell you, I don't know if Mr. Baker is pacing here to keep his feet
I noticed
warm
that.
or for some other reason here.
He's feeling it.
Ooh, the electricity is in the air. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 41 of Whitehall. Renard again with a fake. Throws to the outside. It's dropped by Perry at about the 28-yard line.
And that time he got perfect protection, Bob. Set up in the pocket and laid it out beautifully. Should have been handled, really should have.
53 seconds in. Perry, here he comes back in, number 1. A little pat in the rump from one of the coaches over there. Said, go get the next one. Guys to watch, number 1, Perry, number 83, Overcash, and number 88, their tight end, Todd Weitzman. The backs, Burke and Statesman, have been just staying in there along with Newell doing the blocking. Renard back again. A lot of time, goes down and out again. This time he hits the tight end, completes it at the 26.
I'm trying to look whether he got out of bounds or not, Bob.
I think he did.
I don't know if he got out of bounds to mark the first down, or excuse me, if they're marking it, or if he simply got out of bounds, or they're simply marking the first down and will start it.
Well, they want to start the clock, and there it goes. So he didn't get out of bounds. 40 seconds to go. The ball at the 25. Renard throwing sideline, and it's out of bounds. That stops it with 35 seconds remaining. And the hearts are thumping here in the near side. The Whitehall fans on the edge of the seat.
You know, I look back at those twin defensive deep backs for Whitehall, and as Stroudsburg approaches the huddle, they go back a few more yards. They are way back at about 12 to 15 right now.
So the Mountaineers have come down from the Poconos, and they're giving the East Penn Conference team a battle right down to the wire. And Renard is not rattling. He's back again. Now throws down and out, and it is almost picked off by Joseph at the 10.
Good job. Some people might say he took a chance, Bob. I don't think so. I think he had it measured. He knew where he was going. If he does miss, he's wide open.
If he does miss, Overcash cashes in.
Measured well.
31 seconds to go, and it is 3rd and 10.
Can't take a chance for that screen, Bob, because of the clock. Otherwise, I think they might be looking in that direction.
Well, and because of that, you would think that Pat Renard has got to go to the end zone. He is back. Again, the protection amazing. He goes to the end zone and out of the end zone, intended again for Todd Weitzman, who was looking at the official and perhaps asking for a possible interference call, but none came. And it's again 4th down for Stroudsburg. 10 yards for a first down. 25 seconds on the clock, and Whitehall clinging to a 20-14 lead.
Two things of importance, Bob. Number one, Whitehall staying back and playing everything in front of him. No man gets behind him. You know, let him catch it in front of me, but not from behind me. And of course, in the end zone, we double up front and back. And secondly, from the Stroudsburg side of it now is that he is finally getting that great pass protection and time to look.
Coach, you often hear the Hail Mary passes, and we may get one coming here. Renard chased, now throws, and it is
Bob,
the 10-yard line. It would have been enough for a first down, but Weitzman could not hang on to it at the 10. And the Zephyrs will take over on downs with 17 seconds to go in the football game.
Let me tell you, Robert, this is a first down at about the 7-yard line. He is open right on the money. Whew. We bit the bullet.
I guess you can say that again. The Whitehall Zephyrs bit the bullet here at the J. Birney Crum Stadium tonight. And all they have to do now is drop on the football and get the clock started and run one play, and that's it. And they're lined up here in the backfield. Well, Beidelman is going to take the snap and just stands in the middle of the field. And that should do it unless Stroudsburg calls timeout. They may have one left. I'm not sure. No, well, they are calling timeout now with 7 seconds remaining. So the Zephyrs will try it again. Coach, we're going to have a quick wrap-up and get out of here because it's cold.
Well, I think you said it so very, very well. Bob, Stroudsburg came down to prove a point. Something about that EPC, stigma that's been biting around the valley all these years, and the dominant force. I think they proved their point. They held the Whitehall. They forced the Whitehall. I don't know if they were forced or an option of their own, but Whitehall went to the air. When people read this tomorrow who didn't see the game or hear the game, they're going to say, hey, did they force them to go to the air or not? Well, that really doesn't matter. The thing that matters is that Whitehall went to the air to get their victory today. Because other than those two passes, the two touchdown passes completed in the first half, you got a pretty even ball game. I think Stroudsburg proved a point. I don't know if they come out a loser tonight. They certainly redeemed themselves from their debacle of last year in the district final.
Okay, here come the Zephyrs again. Now it is 2nd and 10, but all of that is really immaterial. All Eidelman has to do is win the middle of the line again, and Stroudsburg is out of timeouts. And that will run out the 7 seconds, and that's the ball game. And the Whitehall Zephyrs are the District 11 AAA champions of football, 1986, Coach.
From an administrative point of view, Bob, well behaved, well played. That's what I like. We didn't have really any incidences, which you always sweat in a situation like this. The penalties were very minimal, and there were nothing unsportsmanlike, and I think that's so important. I know it's important to Robert Kern and the District 11 Committee.
Coach, Whitehall out early to a 20-0 lead, a touchdown by Rice to get it going on a 55-yard drive, the extra point by Gantz, then Buskirk on that 32-yard pass play. The kick was no good. It was 13-0. Andy Lisicki then got wide open on a 45-yard play. The kick was good. It was 20-0. Reinhard came back. The pass, of course, to Overcash, and then the 1-yard run, and that made it this 20-14 final score. It was a good ball game, a decent crowd here under cold conditions. We enjoyed bringing it to our viewers here on Sports 4, and we'll be looking forward to basketball just around the corner again. Thanks a lot, Coach, and thanks to your principal for joining us here tonight in the booth. I'm Bob Guerra saying so long for our TV4 crew and Coach Dick Tracy, and as we always say, we'll see you next time on Sports